I'm happy as one can be. Generally, I'm content. If you get to the stage when you're completely at equilibrium, you're completely at peace with life, then you are at the Jesus Christ level. We are just ordinary human beings with ordinary likes, ordinary temptations, ordinary pressures. But you strive hard to improve your lot, to come up in life, not financially, but mentally and spiritually and as a human being. Rotary gives you a very great opportunity to be that better human being. It lets you be an example in the way you conduct your business, the way you do your professions, your ethical standards. Teaches you, because you are dealing with so many others, you have an obligation to live by the values that you learnt when you were a child. When you were a child, your parents told you, be honest. Your parents told you, care for those who are sick. Your parents told you, look after those who need your help. As we get older, we forget those things. Rotary reminds you, takes you back to those values and says, this was our purpose in life.
God bless you. Wine, wheat, freedom, and a good wife.
Good wife.
Yeah.
Very important.
Rotary International President K. Ravi Ravindran and his spouse Vanathi visited Rotary District 1911 in the middle of June 2016 and met hundreds of Rotarians in 6 Hungarian towns.
All members of Rotary, how do you do?
Thank you, fine.
Nice to meet you, my dear supporters.
How are you? Well, I would have liked to have spent more time in Budapest, sort of going around, seeing the museums, the buildings. You have such beautiful architecture, but I will come back again.
It was an action-packed presidential visit with 12 meetings taking place in 4 days.
On Rotary business, I don't like doing sightseeing, because when I'm on Rotary business, I'm on the account of 1 million Rotarians who have not paid me or who are not picking up my expenses. They don't pay me, but they pick up my expenses to do tourist work. So my job is just deal with Rotary clubs, Rotarians and Rotary projects.
President Ravi and Vanathi Ravindran arrived to Ferenc Liszt International Airport, from where they went to the presidential suite of Sofitel Budapest on the 12th of June in the afternoon.
Governor, how are you doing? I'm good.
At that elegant 5-star hotel on the bank of River Danube, with stunning views to the skylines of the city, a welcome dinner was presented with the participation of ARI Director Szafak Alpei, Alexandra Szalai Bobrovinsky, Lord Mayor Vise for Eger, and NGOs and district leaders from D1911. Next morning, President Ravi visited the building of the Hungarian Parliament and met Istvan Hiller, Vice President of the Hungarian National Assembly. After the meeting, he traveled to Eger to meet Laszlo Habis, mayor at the city hall, then Csaba Terkány, doctor, Catholic Archbishop at the Archbishop's palace. Following these meetings, there was a lunch with members of the local Rotary and Rotaract clubs.
Hungary is big, so I see Budapest, I see the other big cities where I want the clubs to get larger, get more people in. The bigger the club, the bigger the project. The bigger the club, more people join in and more people start getting involved with Rotary. So we need more members.
Úgy készült, hogy a vakok valóban megismerhessék az épületek homlokzatát, legalábbis tapintás útján.
In the afternoon, the president laid the foundation stone for an exclusive and accessible playground and planted trees with the local Rotarians in Nyíregyháza.
Én úgy gondolom, hogy ez az év nyitánya annak a disztriktváltozásnak, amely 25 év után a megújulása van a disztrikünknek. 25 év után, tudjátok, pár évvel ezelőtt nagyon lement a létszámunk, a válság jelei mutatkoztak. Azóta örömmel jelentem, hogy 500 új arc van a magyar Rotariba. Ez nem 500 létszámfejlesztést jelent, hanem a tiszteletbeli tagból, a kilépőkből és a fejlesztésből adódik. Azt is hadd jelentsem be, hogy megalakult az 50. Magyarországi Rotary Club. Bejegyzés alatt van. Ez egy nagy dolog.
To know a country, you must look into the hearts and minds of the people. We are fortunate to belong to an organization which truly makes a difference in the world. I can tell you that in many countries, if Rotary was not there, we would suffer. The country would suffer. My country is one of those. Rotary means nothing without our foundation. Rotary Foundation is the one which is the funding arm of Rotary. Rotary Foundation is the one which makes all the partnership agreements with various governments and other organizations. That here are people who need money themselves, but they are willing to support the foundation, those Rotarians, because they probably get back 10 times more in time. And I'm telling you this because of the thoughts that sometimes you have that we should not help beyond ourselves. My own attitude is that when I look towards helping others, someone takes care of me. When you talk about polio, the foundation supported the polio program. One of the biggest challenges the Rotary leadership have is the complacency of people. We have brought the number of polio cases down from 350,000 to 16. We've brought it down from 100 countries to 2. We think that in the next months, not years, we would eradicate polio. But the point is, we have to continue with the vaccination in every country, including this country, because those 16 cases are enough still to infect the whole world. And when I talk about cases, it sounds very informal, but cases means children. And those children, only by the grace of God, are not our children or our grandchildren. And that's why we still continue to raise money for polio.
In the evening, he enjoyed a concert of the famous Cantamus Choir at the Zoltán Kodály Music School and had dinner together with Rotarians at the ceremonial hall of the County Hall. Tuesday, the 13th of June, started at the János Balassa Hospital in Szekszard, where the presidential couple visited the maternity ward. Here, the local Rotarians introduced the project named Future Generations. As part of this Rotary Foundation project, equipment and instruments were donated in the amount of $113,000 US.
I just saw excellent project in a children's hospital where they got 15 clubs involved, and they've raised money from the Rotary Foundation, half the money from Rotary Foundation, balance money from these clubs. This club must have put some money and they've done a project. They've got all the ingredients now for a first-class project. The only thing I want them to do is, from 15 clubs, not raise $50,000, but raise $500,000. The only thing I want them to do is not merely give a children's ward some equipment, redo the whole ward, reach out more, make their impact, make sure Rotary knows, look at what Rotary has done. I mean, they are capable of doing such large projects. So they just need to start thinking big.
The morning program at Szekszard was followed by a lunch and wine tasting with the participation of local and international Rotarian guests at Fritz Wine House. Over lunch, there was a multinational district governors meeting held with the participation of the Croatian, Slovenian, Serbian, and Hungarian DGs, which was a highly appreciated event by the President, as this was the first time during his term when DGs from neighboring districts were present while he visited a given district.
Hello friends, your governor tells me that you are a young, vibrant club of all young people. I'm so happy to hear this news, and I want to tell you that in the next few years you are going to enjoy Rotary. You're going to get so much of benefits out of Rotary that it will be the best thing that has happened in your life. And all that I want you to do in return is to get more people into Rotary to enjoy the same benefits that you do and be able to reach out to as many people as possible. Let me also tell you, doing service is fine, but you'll have so many other side benefits, including great fellowship, good networking, connections to all parts of the world, that again I repeat, this is the best thing that has happened in your life. Good luck and great service.
The afternoon continued in Szeged, where one of the oldest and the largest Rotary club in Hungary, RC Szeged Szent Györgyi Albert, held its 25 years charter anniversary event. RI President Ravi and DG Imre Csóka inaugurated several new club members, enjoyed folklore dance performance, and visited a unique flag display with a collection of nearly 700 Rotary Club flags. The last day of his visit in Hungary, President Ravi met local Rotarians from Budapest on board of the Budapest Conference cruise ship on the river Danube, where the activities of our Rotary and Rotaract districts were introduced.
Your $100,000 projects must become $1 million projects. 50 number clubs should become 75, 80 number clubs. The big city clubs which have dropped in membership must put back that membership. I also see that you need more ladies. Tell those clubs that if they do not bring women in, they will die in the next 10 years. Tell them I said that. Tell them to order their tombstones now for their graves. And tell them to get Heron or someone to engrave there, I did not bring women in. You need young members, but you are doing a very good effort.
In fact, you are better than many other European countries I visited. In fact, when I look around this room, I see more young people than old. And even the most elderly, like my friend here, looks young. So that's a good direction you're going in.
The final stage of the program was in Mosonmagyaróvár. The first meeting took place with Istvan Árvai, mayor, local Rotarians from DG Csóka's own club at the RC Mosonmagyaróvár, and other members of neighboring Austrian and Slovakian clubs. A gourmet lunch topped it all off with a goulash soup served as the specific request of President Ravi.
You'll find that everything else spins off this, the fellowship and the service. The youth exchange that we do, the humanitarian service that we do, the peace fellowships that we do, all these things spin off one factor, that is the ability of people to get together in friendship to do service. If you understand that, then you also think, well, I have a duty. It's by a stroke of luck that I am what I am. And it's by a stroke of luck he is what he is. And I have to do something to improve his lot. And if you understand that our life is limited, the day we are born, there's a date set for us to go also. No one can live forever. Everyone's life is limited. And when you look at millenniums of this world, thousands of years, this country's history, you talk about the Turkish invasion, you talk about the Austrian, Hungarian Empire, hundreds of years ago. We come and live 70, 80, 90, 100 years. And sometimes we behave as though we are going to be here permanently. We are not. So we have an obligation to do what we can to support others. You can either be a gift to the world, or you can be a liability to the world. So we chose to be gifts to the world, Rotarians.